Hello, I'm Scott Davis. I am your online statistics professor. And this video is to welcome you to the class, give you a little bit of information about how it's run. I know it's a little bit long of a video, but a lot of good information. Highly recommend watching it in its entirety so you have an understanding of the expectations of the course, how the course is run. We're going to start real quick with Canvas. There's really not much that we're going to do on Canvas. I'll show you what it'll look like for you as a student. Only should have these 3 pages. Um, the first is just the home page, which will point you to My Open Math, which will look like this. I'll take you to My Open Math in a second. There'll be a copy of this welcome video right here. As you can see, currently it needs to be updated, kind of making it right now. Here's some of my office hours. This is for in-person. If you have that ability, great. You're always welcome and encouraged to come to my office hours. Otherwise, generally for online classes, I say email me and we can set up some sort of virtual meeting through Zoom. If you ever do need to or want to message me, set up this meeting, just let me know what your availability is over the next 24 to 48 hours and we can schedule a time to meet. Here's my email and my office if you ever need it. I will include weekly updates for the class. You'll receive a welcome email that will be in here, and every Monday there will be an additional email kind of describing what the expectations are for the week. And I also will probably send emails every once in a while, like if there's ever something that I need to communicate. So highly recommend you check your email at least 3 times a week. I would say every day, at least once, just in case there's some sort of information that I need to get to you. So those will appear here in announcements that should also generate an email to your student inbox. And I will also post these announcements on My Open Math. There's almost nothing you need to do on Canvas. I'm not going to use it for grading. I'm not going to use it for pretty much anything else. The entire class is housed on My Open Math, which is a completely free third-party system, which is why we use it. Your textbook, your homework, everything is free just using My Open Math. The last thing you'll find here is the syllabus, and I'm going to actually navigate to the syllabus in My Open Math. I would recommend opening the syllabus here. It's got information about how to register for the My Open Math class. This welcome video is going to be used over and over. So if you see a course ID, do not use the course ID from this video. Use the one from your syllabus. If you're fall of 25, it will match, but any other course, it will not. So make sure you are looking at the information on your syllabus. So like I said, the class is primarily on My Open Math. If you've used My Open Math before, great. You can uh, just sign up for the new class, or you'll create a new account. Just needs an email and a username. And this is what the class is going to look like. So this is My Open Math. Our class will be online stat, and then the appropriate term. Right now, this is fall 25, but again, if you are a spring or later iteration, this video is the same. The content is pretty much the same. So I'm going to go to the student view. So this is what the class will look like to you from the home page. Your gradebook is going to be here. There's a calendar that will have all of the due dates on it, which you'll see on the syllabus as well. So here's all of your assignments, turn-in assignments, homework assignments. Oops, I have to seeing some little errors that I will fix. Here is the place for the weekly announcements. The welcome email that you should have received will be up here. And otherwise, your job before you get started into the content is to click on the Start Here. This welcome video again, will be modified. It's this video right now. There's a video that I like to show my in-person classes about from Alan Watts. So if you would like to, I highly encourage it. I think it really helps me with perspective. The textbook is linked within the sections, but if you want a copy of it or you want, here's some information about it. but I'll show you how to navigate into the textbook on in just a second. So the important thing, again, here's that welcome email. Here is your syllabus that I'm going to open and go through. The syllabus quiz I need to update that date, but due on Sunday of that first week. And it's just going to be information about the syllabus. It will be on the calendar. And then another thing is make sure you watch this video about uploading work, interpreting solutions. There's a chance that it's been updated, but this original video is recorded with a slightly different version of assignments, so some of the information looks a little different, but the rest of the information on that video is appropriate. In statistics, getting an answer is way less important than being able to explain what that answer means. So this video explains kind of how to interpret values with units, how to show your work, how to consolidate the work that you've done into one file so that you can upload it because I need to see your written work in order to, like have an idea of what your understanding is. So let's go through the syllabus relatively quickly. Office hours information. Please read the syllabus in your entirety. I'm going to kind of highlight the important things. Here's the kind of description. The class is broken into 3 units. The 3 units are descriptive statistics, collecting data, and then presenting data, right? Looking at patterns, graphs, describing it with statistics like the mean, the median, and the mode. As well as linear correlation between two variables. The second unit is all probability, so models that we will use ultimately for unit 3, which is inferential statistics or more predictive statistics. How do we use these probability models to make decisions, which is hypothesis testing, or to make predictions, which is confidence intervals? So those are the 3 units of the course, your learning outcomes, your career competencies. I don't want you to think about, why are you taking statistics? What is the importance of this class? And here's sort of things that I have identified, but of course there are other ones that you might recognize as well. On your syllabus quiz, you will be asked to reflect on these competencies. The technology in the class, I use videos that have CODAP. There's also some videos that show Excel. If you want, I use CODAP because it's generally the most user-friendly. It's kind of the simplest to get some very basic graphs. If you prefer Excel, great. If you have another technology that you want to use, totally fine. Please just let me know and we can work together I don't want technology or to get in the way. Of course, in the modern world, we're going to use technology to run our statistics. So using some sort of software, whether that's CodeApp or Excel, or I post lots of different links, or a calculator, all great. As long as, again, you're telling me your process, showing me your work to get to your answers. Our textbook is an OER material it's Introductory Statistics by Alowski and Dean. It's all free. You'll see links when we get into navigating the site. Having an 83 or Texas Instrument 8384 calculator does have some features that make some of the inferential statistics much simpler. However, it is not required. Having some sort of a calculator is very helpful. You can use your laptop for the most part, but if you want to be able to use like a physical calculator, you can check some TI-36 calculators out from the Missoula College Library, probably the UM library, or again, just check with me if you want to make sure that the calculator you're using is allowed. So here, how the course is run, it's asynchronous and online, so the content is there, the textbook is available, there are videos that go through a lot of the ideas. Here's my recommendation for how to do it, which is skim through the book so you kind of have an idea. You don't need to understand the material, but know what material is coming and see some of the example problems. Number 2, watch the videos. That's how most students are learning the content is most of the videos are pulled from other YouTube examples going over the content. start working on the online homework problems. If you're getting stuck, some of the online homework problems have additional help, the hints videos. My recommendation, always try the problem before you use those other resources. If you still need help, reach out to me for assistance. Once you've gotten, and then of course, after the online homework, you'll do the turn-in homework and then ultimately the exams. So the grade, the turn-in homework, this is one of the most, if not the most important assignment to me. So I've made it 40% of your grade. There will be 9 of them, one for each chapter or unit lesson, sorry, lesson. And I will drop the lowest score. That's going to be 40% of your grade. These assignments are where you're really communicating and showing your understanding, and then I'm going to grade these assignments and give you the feedback. So this is where, in my mind, most of the learning is taking place. Most of your demonstrating your understanding is taking place because I don't look at the work for your online homework. That's more skills practice. You have unlimited attempts, so if you want to, you should very easily be able to get 100% on those online homeworks. There are a lot of them, so I do drop the 2 lowest scores. And that's 20% of your grade, the online homework. And then your exams are another 40%. So they're 13.33% each. There'll be one for each unit. So descriptive statistics, which is a take-home exam, the probability, which is online, and then inferential statistics, which is again take-home. Something to note, even though the class is asynchronous, there are specific due dates to keep you working through the material with the class. It also makes it easier for me to grade when everything is turned in at the same time. So I do not accept late turn-in homework. Note, there's a little asterisk. I don't put this on the syllabus. If you need an extension, please just reach out. Ideally, don't reach out at 11:50 when the assignment's due by 11:59. There's a good chance we can figure something out, but if it becomes a habitual, I am going to be less generous. I also want to note I can see your activity in the system in my open math. So please don't email me and say you ran out of time when I can see that you didn't log into the system until an hour before an assignment was due. Right? I can see your engagement in the course. So if you're going to ask for an extension, please make sure that you're not lying to me. I don't respond well to dishonesty. If you're honest with me and upfront, we can generally work something out. Grading is pretty normal. One exception is in order to get a C minus, which is the minimum kind of like passing grade, the cutoff is down at a 65. And then I assign letter grades as sort of seem appropriate. I would never round down. So if you have a 90.1, you get an A. But if you have an 89.5, I might give you an A minus or I might give you a B plus, depending on sort of my view of what I think your grade should be, right? So this is sort of the minimum, but I can always sort of give bonus for students that I think are deserving of the additional plus or minus grade. So the assignments that you do, I'm going to start with online. Online homework is skills practice. You have unlimited attempts. One of the downsides of my open math being free is that the questions are open source as well. So sometimes the notation looks a little different. Sometimes the coding has an error in it. Please bring these things to my attention. Every single term, something new has come up and I've had to edit a question or delete a question. And there's also times when a question might ask you to give an answer as a decimal, sometimes as a percentage. So just pay attention. And if you think that you have the right answer and it is marking you wrong, just message me and let me know. I can give you the credit pretty easily. I think you'll get 3 attempts at each question, and if you're still wrong, you can get a similar version, no deduction. It, gives a similar version of the question with new numbers. One additional thing, all students receive 5 late passes, which gives you an extra 24 hours to complete an online assignment. It's for online homework only. But if you are butting up against the deadline, or you miss a deadline, you can use these late passes to still do your work. I don't want you to not do the work. because I want you to learn. Um, and if it's like 2 days past and you still want to do it, just talk to me and there's a chance that we can open it back up. But again, the late passes are only for online homework, and all of your online homework assignments will be due on Thursday of the week they are assigned. The turn-in homework, these will then be due on Sunday following the due dates of the online homework. So the turn-in homework, you'll see when I navigate in the system, uh, are primarily like a file. So it's like the same assignments that my in-person students are doing. You either need to use a tablet, print it off. If you are completely unable to use either of those, um, please talk to me and we can discuss using your own paper. I don't want you to use your own paper. It is a real pain for me to grade. So there are really strict expectations. So make sure that if you're going to use your own paper, please talk to me beforehand so we can make sure that you understand the expectations. Otherwise, I will be taking points off because it's a pain for me to grade. Um, I don't mind if you're working when you're working on these homework assignments, if you are, using some additional outside resources, but make sure that the work that you are submitting is your own. Um, if you copy AI, if you copy a student, if a tutor does it, it becomes obvious. Like if I see two identical homework assignments, that's considered cheating, and I will give 0 for that assignment. I'll show you what it looks like to upload your work. And I want to make sure you know that I only want one file. Sometimes students take individual pictures and then try and email them to me. I am not going to download multiple different files. I need everything consolidated into one file. There's a video about that on my Open Math right here. Um, Late work on these is not accepted. Lowest score is dropped. Online homework, lowest 2 scores are dropped. Um, unit exams, 2 of them are take home, and 1 of them will be online through my Open Math. All of the exams require you submit an honor statement before you will be able to access that assignment. The honor statement is basically your way of promising that you aren't going to cheat. You're going to complete the assignment with integrity, demonstrating your own understanding of the material. Once you have done that, I'll open up the assignment, either the take-home file that you can then see or the um, the online exam that won't be available. You won't be able to see it until you get to it. So the take-home exams, you will have the whole week to get through them. They are going to be much more based on demonstrating of your understanding of the material. So I'll ask you to perhaps give me the mean and interpret the mean of the data. And if you just say 4, you're not going to get very many points. We need units. I want complete sentences telling me what is the mean, right? There's multiple measures of center. What does the mean tell me versus what does the median tell me? If you just have numbers, I don't know that you actually understand what those values are telling you, right? So that's what these exams are checking is, do you really understand what these statistical values are telling you? Unit 3 is inferential statistics. You'll be running an actual test. And again, you're demonstrating an understanding of all the steps of the test. The online exam, you will have 3 hours to complete it once you start it. Once you've messaged me your honor statement, it will be open, available for whenever you want to take it during the rest of that week. I still require work to be uploaded. If you don't upload any work, you will get half credit on all of the questions that require you to upload work. There will be a video talking more about this unit exam. But know that just like your turn-in homework, I care much more about your process. So I want to see your work. If you don't have work, you're not going to receive a lot of credit. And if you are incorrect, but you've uploaded work, there's a good chance you're going to get some partial credit back because you might have made a really small, arithmetic error, but demonstrated understanding of the statistical concept. So you should get credit for that. Uh, let's see, easiest way to kind of upload all of your work if you don't have a scanner, you can take a picture on your phone. Email yourself those pictures, put the pictures onto a Word document, save it as a PDF, and upload that. Study advice, please check your campus email daily. Please work on the content. If not daily, at least a couple times a week. If you wait until the last minute, it will be very difficult. I would say that about 8 to 10 hours per week doing work for this class. Note that like in an in-person class, we meet for 4 hours a week, and then students are doing, 4 to 6 hours of homework and studying outside of that. So it should be pretty similar to being in an in-person class. There will be lots of confusion. Don't worry about it. That's part of math, is always kind of butting up against something new. Just reach out when you need help. I love helping students learn. So don't be afraid to reach out. So the rest of the information, add drop policy, make sure that you're looking at your version of the syllabus. These dates will change depending on the term. Information about incomplete. And please read this. The rest of this, these dates again are going to be based on the term. A note on artificial intelligence. We are coming into this era where AI is super readily available, is a great resource, and I don't want to say that you are not allowed to use it. I think that it is a wonderful tutoring type of resource, right? In the same way that you could bring your homework to a tutor, you can theoretically bring your homework to an AI. If the AI is doing your homework for you, then that is not your understanding. If a tutor were to do your homework for you, it is not your understanding. If you want help with, explain this concept to me, give me additional practice problems, show me a worked example similar to this one, things like that are okay. But if you have the AI solve a problem for you on any assignment, online homework, turn-in homework, exams, especially, this is considered academic dishonesty and will be treated accordingly. Please ask if you ever have questions. I know it could be really easy to be tempted to, just like let the AI do something for you, but it is probably not worth failing a class over. Let's see. Tutoring hours. We'll be tutoring on the main campus. I will be in the learning center during my office hours. And again, message me if you ever need. Just let me know what your availability is so I can find a time for you. Some more just important information that's not necessarily this class specific, but please read through it. Then here is how to access your My Open Math account. Again, note this is only if you're in the fall of 25. Any other term, you'll have a different course ID and enrollment key. But this is where you can find that information. If you are new, follow these steps. If you already have a My Open Math account, follow these steps. But when you're done, you should see this course, the online stat with your term here. Then there is also a schedule. And again, make sure you're looking at the schedule on your syllabus for fall of 25. Here are all the dates. You'll notice that all of the online homework are due on Thursdays. The turn-in homeworks are always due on Sundays. Exams are always due by Sunday, end of the week, but you need to submit the honor statement prior to completing the exam. Please don't wait until late in the week to submit your honor statement, because that means you give yourself much less time to work on those exams. One exception is the exam 3 is due on Friday. That's the last day of class. And I need these assignments by Friday, so I have time to grade them before grades are due. If you turned them in on Sunday, that would not give me very much time. There's a chance that some things on here might change, so please stay up to date on those types of announcements. So really briefly, to wrap this up, I want to show you kind of navigating the course. So once you go into Unit 1, this video will be updated as well. It's about your honor statement. But so within Unit 1, there's 3 lessons. So Lesson 1 is all about sampling and data. The lessons all have an intro video that I have recorded. The first unit has PowerPoints because that's how I teach my in-person. I don't have them beyond lessons 1 through 3. Currently, maybe that will change, but when I'm in person, I teach it differently. These first few units are pretty vocabulary heavy, and I'm not a huge vocabulary person. I don't want to handwrite things, so I've made these documents, right? The vocab handout in this PowerPoint to get through this material a little quicker. So within each individual kind of like subsection of the lesson, so this is definitions. If you click on the link, it will take you to our textbook. You can see here's the entire textbook over here. Here is 1.1, the section. It'll have example problems, problems for you to, theoretically practice, showing you the solution. Then there will be videos. Most of the time, these are YouTube, other sources. Some of them are recorded from me. And then you'll have your homework. There's some information. You can attempt the homework 3 times. You can continue doing get a similar question. I'll show you what it looks like. So here is the homework. Go through, you can see your points. Um, Sometimes it's linked to textbook, sometimes there's a hint. Some of these are multiple choice matching. I say I get something wrong. Um, I still have 3 attempts. So say after my third attempt, it will lock me out. It will show me what the correct answer is, but I can hit get a similar question and I will not lose any points. Even if I were to get this one correct and say submit, and I say get a similar question, note I have not lost the half point. You get credit for everything, but you can always practice additional problems. So some of the questions are multiple choice, some of them are matching. Um, and again, the online homework is skills practice. There's no work for you to upload. You're just, yeah, kind of doing the practice, getting the problems. And then when you get to the turn-in homework, so the turn-in assignment down here. Oh, another note, using technology, there's some videos for Texas Instrument 84 calculators and Excel, always optional. I tend to use CODAP for many of these things. So your turn-in assignment, they will always have an instructional video. You can download either the Word document, depending on how you're going to complete your homework, or or the PDF version of the assignment. They're the same file. It's just if you're on a tablet, sometimes a PDF will download more easily. Most of the homeworks only have one part. Lessons 1, 2, and 3, I'll have a second part. So if you open up the assignment and I say start, first here is where you will upload the file. So you complete the assignment on your tablet, on your own paper, scan it. You're going to upload the file here. And then this one has another piece to it here. You're going to look at the actual study of this news article and describe how they don't match up. So multiple pieces to your homework. I will always download your file, upload it with notes and feedback so that you can improve as you go through the content. So this is how you navigate the course. My lesson 2 is descriptive statistics. It's got the objectives broken down into the different pieces. Some of them have a lot. My lesson 2 has 7 different individual pieces. The online homework has CODAP videos as well as the actual assignment. And then at the end of Unit 1, we'll have your take-home exam. There'll be more information about that when you get there. I believe that is everything that I can think of right now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am excited to help you learn some statistics. Hope you have some fun this term and don't be a stranger.